Hello everyone, I'm Liz and welcome to this channel which is all about the different types of narcissists in your life and how to help yourself change your mindset and recover. We are all individuals, so there's plenty of information on the internet and on YouTube, so find the ones that help you to recover because you can and you will. Thank you to those who have subscribed. I hope the information is helping you, and if you do find these videos valuable and you haven't subscribed, please do, and please share to get the information to those that need it. This video is about recovery from narcissistic mothers. Normal mothers love and nurture you. Yes, they make mistakes, but they do their best to make you feel safe, secure, accepted and loved, make you feel complete and whole from the inside and being loved for being who you are. When you're raised with a narcissistic mother, it doesn't always turn out this way. You're often left depressed, empty and broken, and then you seem to attract relationships with narcissistic people when you're older because you grow up believing that you are unlovable and that you need to people please. It's not an excuse, but these narcissistic parents have usually suffered some form of trauma themselves and kicked themselves into survival mode. Unfortunately, people who've been hurt can then go around hurting others. It's not always the case, but one sibling may grow up to be a narcissist themselves, and one may grow up to be a people pleaser with great empathy for others. They may all grow up with empathy and attract narcissistic partners because they don't know any different and they just end up people pleasing. Or they may grow up with just a lot of narcissistic traits. There's no proven way of knowing yet. Most researchers do say that it's usually some form of trauma suffered in childhood that is why people end up on the narcissistic personality disorder spectrum. But if they are born this way, grow this way, both, it's the whole nature over nurture debate. Boys may grow to spend every relationship trying to turn the woman into something their mother wasn't. And then when the women fail to take away that deeply hidden trauma, the boys then punish them, trying to pay back their mother, who was the person who caused them so much pain, anger and resentment. And then those women become damaged and traumatised and start to also act out in anger. The females may grow to mirror the mother's insecurities and be the mother to her children that the mother was to her, and being abusive to her own partner. Sons and daughters of narcissistic mothers may grow up to become codependent. When you spend your entire life trying to get your mother's approval and support, and no matter how much you do or what you do, it's not there. It's an incredibly tough way to grow up. It shapes who you are. The great news is you can recover and you can reshape yourself to who you want to be if you put the work in. You can heal those wounds. You can overcome your mindset and your inner self that's been drilled into you from such a young age, and you can evolve and have a much happier future. You may have only just stumbled across the word narcissism because of your ex-partner. It might only just be occurring to you that one or both of your parents were narcissists, and you may still be in contact with them. You may not want anything to do with them, but you may fear upsetting other family members and sacrifice your own happiness by staying in touch. Not only dealing with a narcissistic mother yourself, you may have had a narcissistic mother-in-law. You may have been walking on eggshells trying to avoid upsetting your mother or your mother-in-law. Some of those mothers have the power to control entire family units. If you only had one narcissist in your life, or if you've had many, from parents to siblings to partners, the recovery pattern is the same. Unfortunately, you have to take away that thought process that blood is thicker than water and that marriage is forever. I've spent years believing that my own dad was just unique. It turns out he does have a lot of narcissistic traits. Luckily, my mother was a protector and not an enabler. But you've got to slowly distance yourself from them. And you've got to learn not to let the negative comments affect you. Anyway, if you can find coping methods so that you're not affected and still be around the narcissist, that is the best way to go if the narcissist isn't dangerous. As I've said in other videos, I often imagine myself thicking my father on the nose when he says inappropriate remarks. I do respect him for who he is, but I observe and no longer absorb all that negative behaviour. Some will need to distance yourself or completely cut them out of your life. Only you know what will work best for you. If they are still in your life, just don't give them any reactions. Sometimes you do slip up, and that's okay. It is a learning curve, and it is something that you will get to. If they are damaging your true inner self, you need to cut them out of your life. No excuse. They don't have a funny way of showing you love. They have a funny way of harming you. So if you cannot handle being around them, you will have to cut them out. If you're worried what others think, or if you're worried that they are elderly and need you, so what? If they're damaging your mental health and your inner self, you have to remove them from your life. If they are not causing you major issues and you can put up with them, then you don't need to cut them out. You don't have to agree with them, and you don't have to listen to them. And so if you can manage that, then you don't need to cut them out, and you can just no longer let their criticism affect you. If you cannot counteract it and lose the trauma patterns, if your own children are now learning the abusive behaviour from the grandparents, you will have to cut them off. If it's affecting, if it's affecting those that you love and you can't cut them out because you're feeling guilty, you need to lose that guilt, and you need to lose that pride, and you need to lose that ego. One of the main things that you do need to do, if you don't cut them out of your life, is establish firm boundaries and act on those firm boundaries. So, like I say, it is on a spectrum, so it all depends. Only you know how they've treated you or how they make you feel. So it all depends on whether you can just create your boundaries, learn to say no to them, learn to ignore the negativity and criticism and survive being around them, but limited because negativity does rub off on you, or whether you need to cut them out of your life. It is difficult, but you've got to do what's right for you. We are individuals, so healing is what works best for you. It's about breaking that trauma bond. There is a few videos on here about trauma bond and finding out who you truly are. And once you rediscover who you truly are, it does get so much easier. If you're in a negative mindset, you need to work on reprogramming it. It will take work to start with, and it is a process, but it does get a lot easier. And once you've changed your mindset, it's also a lot easier to be around those narcissistic people in your life. Finding out who you truly are, you have to put the work in yourself. It is possible if you're willing to learn, grow, and accept change. Trying out new interests until you discover what it is you enjoy. And not what your mother forced you to enjoy, what you enjoy for yourself. A simple step is, if you always order one or two of the same dishes when you go out to eat, go for something that you've never eaten before. Try a restaurant you've never been to, join reading groups, gaining knowledge and meeting new people. Try writing, try walking, running, horse riding. Just go for new hobbies and rediscover who you are and what you truly love, what you truly enjoy and what you're passionate about. And keep going until you find it and find out who you are and who you want to be for yourself. It is difficult when it's the parents that are in your life that are narcissistic, but you can overcome it and you can find a way to deal with it. You just have to keep working on you. Thank you for listening. Bye.